Welcome to the channel, everybody. My name is Ryan, and this is RimWorld, and we are back with another episode of the Toxic Waster Colony. And as you can see, I've made a little bit of progress in expanding the genetics lab. I've decided that I want to get another gene morpher in here. I'm not going to put it down just yet. I'm going to wait till this finishes, then we'll rearrange everything. But we definitely need some more light in here. But obviously, we're trying to expand our genetic experimentation capabilities because we do have some thrombos now. We are going to be mutating plenty of those. I'm going to wait here before we kill any more, because in order to get the colossal genome, we do have to kill the thrombo. I've also bought a bear recently so we can extract some of that. So you can see that I am really working here at trying to get as much genetic material as we can get our hands on. Now, one interesting thing somebody recommended in the comments was that I cross a thrombo and a rat or a rodent here. And at first in my mind, I was like, why would I do that? That's silly. But no, then I realized, wait a second, we do venerate the rodent here. The holy rat is something that we all love in the colony. As you can see, venerated rat +1. So I think that's actually a brilliant idea. So we are going to hybridize a couple thrombo rodents here just to kind of see how that goes. So in anticipation of that, I killed a bunch of capybaras, which by the way are the world's largest rodent, and we've extracted 6 rodent genomes. So we're pretty much just waiting on some colossal genome now. So those are going to take a while, though, obviously. As I mentioned, I think I'm going to wait until these two have their babies. Then we'll probably use the babies for genetic material, or maybe we'll use another one of the adult males. But obviously, with the lifespan of the thrombo and how long it takes them to mature and stuff, it's going to be a slow process to do this. But the good news is if we get like another pack of thrombos come in, for this purpose, we can pretty much just shoot them, and take their genes like that. We don't need to keep them alive. But I do want to keep some of these guys alive, at least a couple of breeding pairs, so we can continue with our animals here, have a nice little army of thrombos. These guys are pretty much ready for combat. They're not ready to start hauling yet, so we are still stuck in the barn. Now, I want you to note that there is a pin marker in my barn. The reason I bring that up is because I'm having some questionable issues with this quest item. I don't know, or this quest animal. I don't know why they're not moving him into the barn. Somebody did mention in the comments, perhaps I don't have a pin marker, but I do. And I don't know. The good news is that this guy is getting treated for his blood rot, and he's only here about 10 more days. So we just got to get through that initial 10 days and we can send him home. So it's just weird. I've never seen that. Like, we've got a viable barn, plenty of animal sleeping spots, but we're just not able to put him there. I don't know. Let's see. Yeah, minion, you can't even zone him, so it's like, I don't know. Anyway, it's not a huge deal. Not a big deal. As long as he gets treated and doesn't die of blood rot before the quest is up, everything's good. So we do have, let's go over our genetics here. We've got ourselves in this electro womb. This is an insect bear hybrid right here. This was our first experiment, just kind of testing out the material and the equipment, so to speak. And over here we have a colossal genome and a boomaloop genome. So obviously the point in this thing is to produce a whole bunch of chem fuel, because I've got, I'm going to need a lot of chem fuel coming up. As you can see, we've massively expanded our drop pod capability. This one, I can't build it right now. It's on a swamp, but I'm going to get that fixed. But nonetheless, you can see we're going to need a whole bunch of chem fuel. In fact, I'm probably going to go, I wonder if I can do this on a mass scale. Yeah, I won't increase it too much because we don't have a lot of chem fuel at the moment. We're still trying to get some, and it's really burning through my wood to produce it. So I'm hoping that those thrombo boomaloop hybrids really do the trick. Now let's take a quick look at our production room, one of the most important rooms in the whole colony. See, I've got Princess. She's currently working on new sets of marine armor. So I'm trying to, initially what I do is I start with armor for my melee people only, but once we get, high enough colony level, I think it's okay to start producing it for everybody else. So that's why I've got a bunch of marine armor on the way. Now 10 of them won't be enough, but that's okay. We'll just keep going. It is relatively expensive, 4 advanced components for each one, But good news is that good old Gizmo is back to life, and all she does now is just make components. Basically, that's her new life after being unthawed and brought out from the freezer and resurrected. She is good to go. She's really helping a lot too. And speaking of that, we do have 3 dead people here still that we are going to resurrect. That's the whole point of my Mech Resurrector Serum mod. So I've installed a mod here that allows us to construct those. You can see at the very top, it does take 8 Luciferium and 14 advanced components for one of those. So we're kind of going at a slower pace than normal. Now, we've got ourselves a sanguiphage, okay? And in the last episode, I didn't have any prisoners, right? So what I did was I called a slave ship in, and I bought a couple of slaves, and we've imprisoned them so that I can, and I removed the spine on one of them. This one's already got a bad back, so I just cut her legs off. But essentially, these 2 are here just for blood, just to provide blood for our, for a vampire. Okay, and I thought that there was an option to just, like, I can extract hemogen once. I thought there was an option to turn them into like a blood bank where I didn't have to continually do it over and over again. Maybe that was a mod option that I uninstalled or something, because I don't seem to have that option anymore. I'm not sure, but it's a little bit annoying. But, you know, I'll just do kind of like what I do with drugs whenever I've got a waster or somebody or a hussar imprisoned. I'll just order up a bunch of these, and then I'll suspend most of them. And then whenever I need to, I can just come in here and click unsuspend. Boom. We're good to go. So yeah, that's the purpose of these folks right here. And if we go to our sanguiphage, he is now awake and working, walking around and stuff. He's got some cool abilities. He can do coagulate to 10 people's wounds. He's got a piercing spine ability, which is kind of cool. And my favorite is he's got a long jump. So he's essentially got like a jump pack built into his feet, I guess is how you could think of it, because he can do incredible jumps. I won't demonstrate it right now because I don't want to waste his powers, but yeah, it's pretty funny. I love it. I love seeing it. Okay, well, check it out. Speaking of our corpses that we resurrected, I believe Lottie here is one of the more recent ones. She just woke up. She's a 16-year-old. Let's see, is she one of our children? Can't remember, rival. But anyway, it's not that important. But here she is. Let's take a look at her bio. Optimist. No, she's not. She wouldn't have these 2 portraits if she had grown up here. But it's been so long since she's been running around, I forgot all about her. Oh, that's right. She's going to be our newest artist. Yes, yes, yes. So we're going to set that up right away. Let's get some large sculptures going just for her. Just for our girl Lottie. Where is she? She's down here at the bottom. She's not that good at it, but we're going to get her to work on it. No doubt about it. The wasters just aren't very good at art in general, but that's okay. She's going to learn. Now, let's get her set up, and I'm going to go into her work tab just to make sure. Okay, yeah, I need to set this real quick. Okay, there we go. So I've got her set to do nothing but work on art, and she's also set to hunt too, which is not a big deal. But there we go. So Miss Lottie is working on that. Speaking of hunting, she does need a weapon. So let's go to our weapons tag and see what we've got for her. She's actually a really good shot, so I'll give her one of these assault rifles. Eventually, we're going to need to make her a, what's it called? Does she have a mace? She's got, yeah, we're going to need to make her a charge rifle. Now I need to go into my weapons tab and go to melee. Yeah, we don't have any steel gladiuses left. I've got 1 plasteel long sword and some elephant tusks. So, whoops, what I'm going to do is kind of come on up here, and we'll make a couple extras just for some people if we happen to get new recruits or we resurrect some more folks. Here we go. So you can see Gizmo just popped a, let's see, a work frenzy inspiration, and I clicked her production command for Princess. So right now these 2 are going strong into the crafting right now. Oh, Ryan tried to convert. Oh, isn't that great? So Ryan, our sanguiphage, is walking around trying to convert our people because he's the wrong ideology. Dang it. Let me look at him. Oh, is he literally ingesting blood right now? That's funny. So what I'm going to do is, in order maybe to try and convert him without having to arrest him, let's get Emma to hit him with the... Stay right there, buddy. Just stand right there. I just want to watch to make sure this works. Okay, here she comes. Come on. Nice. Okay, perfect. So his ideology wasn't bad. It was like a cannibal ideology that like worshipped sanguiphages essentially, but it's so much nicer having everybody on the same page. He won't be converting people and pissing them off. Well, check this out. I was just over here playing around with the genetics, having fun with that, monitoring the growth of our animals. And look at this, a waste pack retaliation right here. So the Empire is our enemy in this playthrough. I went ahead and upset them intentionally. I wanted a nice little challenge occasionally of when we get raided by the Fallen Imperium, because they do have some really good soldiers. So you can see that and one of the ways I've been pissing them off is by dropping these tox packs on top of their head, which is funny because then they'll just send them right back at us. But it's like not a big deal. We don't care in the least, right? Of course, as toxic wasters, we want the majority of our map to be polluted. So this is funny because this is the second time they've hit us recently. But not a big deal. Like I said, it's just a nice little bonus for us. So let's go ahead and get our next person leveled up here. We've got a psychic animatree linking ceremony ready. Let me go through and figure out who we're actually working on. It's been a while since we had one of these, so I need to determine who's the best option right now. Okay, well, looks like Toxie is going to be the girl. She's the one we're still kind of in the middle of working on here. Word of love, skip. She's got word of inspiration. That's cool. I bought a couple of these too. So we have word of trust, and I've got reserved by Hiroshi. He's about to learn the far skip one, but let's let him learn that, and then we're going to start up the linking ritual for Toxie. There we go. In fact, I'm going to pull Hiroshi off. I don't need that many people over here, but it is good to have. That's one thing I've learned. The more people you have, the more chance that the the anima grass regrows itself afterwards. So this is pretty good. It just takes like all day. You know, the ceremony takes a long time, so it's kind of a waste. They're not working and stuff. Instead, they're just standing there. But speaking of rituals and stuff, I would like to do another actual ritual, but since they do take so long, here we go. I was going to say, I know that we have a psychic animal, or not a psychic animal pulsar, but one of these psychic soothers here. Let's go ahead and set that off, activate that. No particular reason. It's just I have it laying around and I'll forget about it if I don't use it. So we do have plenty of animal pulsars though. I've had these now forever. So let's see. I think that, yeah, the wildlife is starting to regrow here on the map. We just got to be real super careful because as you can see, one of the thrumbos that we captured in a previous episode is still wild. So if I set that pulsar off right now, for instance, it would set this guy into a rage and he would start attacking anybody who walked through here. So that's something I gotta try and remember. I've already had one accident with the psychic animal pulsar where I set it off while there was actually a trade caravan here, and it caused the whole faction to go hostile towards us. But that's okay. We ended up giving them some gifts and stuff, and now the pigs are our friends once again. But it was kind of funny. And it's just one of those lessons, you know, you got to be careful. You don't realize it at first, but once you do it, you're like, oh my God, that was so stupid. But there you go. Just got to watch it and be careful. Oh, check this out, guys. So I got a trade caravan here, just doing some random trades and stuff, picking up some essentials. And look what I happen to notice. We've got Thrumbo milk. Where is it? Right there. Oh, yeah, this stuff. Now, I've mentioned this before when we tamed our thrumbos, quote unquote, tamed them. This is from a mod. It's called Thrumbo Extension. I highly recommend it if you want to like keep thrumbos in your own colony like this. Get this mod. It's super cool. It doesn't like change too much about their like behavior or anything like that. All it does is it allows you to milk thrumbos and to get wool from them, just like you would a muffalo, for instance. But their wool is obviously much more valuable than a thrumbo's wool, and it adds this milk, which is actually a medical drug, so to speak. It's not like a food. You wouldn't use this in your cooking or anything. This rare and longevity animal's milk, what is this sentence here? This rare and longevity animal's milk is mellow and intoxicating, which contains special ingredients nourishing the stomach, improves the body, and the expensive drink is only available on Glitterworld Aristocracy. So you can see it's got a market value 200. I think it comes to like 120 after after the discount for all traders. But what it does is it increases blood filtration, blood pumping, and it reduces pain. So that basically, like I said, is a medical substance. I'm not going to trade it. We're keeping that for ourselves. You better believe it. So what I like to do is set up a shelf here. Now, I thought I already did this, but I don't see it here. So, oops, I spelled it wrong. Yeah, there should be Thrumbo milk set here. Why is it not? I guess maybe I built it and didn't set it. So let's just clear everything. Make sure they get Thrumbo milk over here. Boom. So that's what I want in this shelf alone. Because like I said, we are working on... Oh, there's some insects escaped. Quit throwing grenades everywhere. Jesus. So we had a little too deep infestation, and it looks like our traders are helping us out with that. Helping, quote unquote. But anyway, yeah, I just got so excited about the Thrumbo milk. Couldn't focus on the infestation. So in other words, when we get an injured person like Linka here and Princess, oh, she got injured in the fight. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to administer a little Thrumbo milk to her here. Let's see, where is it? There it is. Administer Thrumbo milk. Beautiful. And we'll do that for Linka too. That'll help her. Of course, like I said, it increases the healing and stuff, which is very cool. Now, there's a lot of different ways you can do that, obviously. Heck, I just learned that our sanguiphage actually has the ability to tend wounds and stuff. So, but the Thrumbo milk is just another fun way. And like I said, it's pretty valuable. One jug of it is worth 120 silver. So that's pretty good. Okay, well, I've got our nice blue, cool color here for our genetics lab. I like that color. I think for these, I'm going to switch these over to like a red, maybe. Not the dark red of the sanguiphage, but just something pink. Let's try that. Oh, okay, that looks better. And if I hide this, yeah, that's going to look a little bit nicer. It's not perfect, but no big deal. Just I like to start to color code stuff as we go. You know, when you pull out, it gives the colony such a nice appearance. I think I will start to spread some colored lights too throughout different areas. But anyway, that's not the important thing. The important thing is that we're setting up a second genomorpher. So that's going to enable us to really start pumping these out. Because as you can see, with the progress bar here, it does take quite a while. Now, part of that could be the fact that we're doing a colossal gene here, but I mean, I don't care about that. I want to be able to pump out these mutants at a high rate. So there's our second one. Let's not waste any time. How's this guy? Okay, he's at 73%. So I have been duplicating some stuff. We've got some Boomaloop genes now duplicated. I got 2 ursine. I've got 2 insectoid, 2 canines. I'm trying to think what would be a cool combo. We already have ursine insect. I might actually go for a second one of those, to be honest, though. I believe, yeah, these guys are not going to be viable for reproducing. But if we look at the description of this animal, let's go and design it. It says it's literally like an insanely good fighting animal. So I set up... Oh, I think we have to go insect first and then ursine. Yeah, so if we look at the bear scarab here, this thing literally is an absolute unit. Massive chubster, is incredibly smart and hard to kill. And let's see here. It says something about him being like extremely good at combat, basically. Hard to kill, armor plating, calm temperament make this hybrid an excellent combat animal. So there we go. And he'll eat just about anything. So, and also it does mention though, I think, no, it's not this one. It was the Boomaloop / colossal Thrumbo we made. It said something about that one being like extremely hungry. So we're going to need to start using or growing more and more hay, I think, but that's not a big deal. I'll do another Harmon booster. This one I think essentially just doesn't prevent it, but it gives it a better chance of success. So let's initiate that bad boy. Yep, initiate synthesis. Now one of our genetics people will come around and start using it. But in terms of animal food, I think we're okay. I mean, we're literally supporting 6 thrumbos right now with the muffalo we've got and some rats and ducks too. I think we're going to be okay. I've got, at least 1 full cell right here. Yeah, of hay for these boys. Now, what is the fertility sensitivity of hay? 60%. I mean, at some point I'll just put fertility or fertilizer in all of these little garden cells, but I think for now it's probably good to put that in. 60% is not great. It's not 100%, but it's something, so that'll help us. Oh, look at this. Oh, we've got ourselves new lovers, Ryan and Vaz. That's amazing. I think I was literally trying to get him to fall in love with Emma. Yeah, we had used our word of love on him and somebody else. I think it was Emma because she lost her husband. But now it's Vaz. Where is she? All right. She's one of our inputs that we captured after they raided us. And then we injected her with, yeah, one of our homemade, xenogerm enhancer things. So if we look at her, she's pretty good, actually. Very fast runner. Let's see here. Is she tox resistant? She should be. Yeah, okay, here we go. Down at the bottom, we've got strong intellect, psychite dependency, tox immunity. There you go. So she's got intense UV sensitivity. We got to watch out for that, but that's not a big deal. Let me look. Yeah, I mean, she's a great shooter. Don't get me wrong. She's more of a combat person, isn't she? Tough with that. Hey, Ryan likes the tough girls, doesn't he? Let's see. What has she got? Okay, she's got herself a decent charge rifle for sure. All right, she's set up. I just want to make sure that she lives now that she's in love. Oh, let's also check her age. It's 31. Let's look at her fertility here. Where is that? Sometimes it could be... There it is, 74%. Okay, I mean, that's not terrible. Of course, the male's fertility is almost always 100% as long as you haven't like performed a vasectomy or something. But okay, there's her bed. Good. And I just want to make sure that these two were now sharing a bed because I'd love to see what kind of a combo these two make, you know, when they produce an offspring. So let's set, so I'm going to come into the social tab here in order to increase the chance that they do have a baby. We're going to switch this from normal pregnancy chance. I'm going to switch this to try for baby pregnancy chance. And if you've never noticed this, it is kind of a weird play. It's in the social tab. You would assume that that kind of thing would be in the health tab, but it's in the social. So I'm not surprised if you never noticed it before. But just go to that little icon and it won't show up for people who aren't in relationships, obviously. But if you do that, it's not a mod. This just was included in the Biotech when they added babies to the game. So it's a really cool way of just increasing the chances there without drugs or any kind of mods or anything. Oh my goodness. Look at this. A Galatros wanders in. Oh, well, we can't see it right now. All right, I got to get somebody out there. Hold on, let's take care of this real quick. So in case you guys aren't aware of what this animal is, if I go to wildlife, we should... Oh, there's 3 of them. No way. So these are included... Oh my God, look at that picture. These are included in the alpha animals. This is basically like the pinnacle of the alpha animals. It is an extremely dangerous animal to mess with right here. This is nuts. No way. I think that I'm going to try and perform the same thing we did with the thrombos. Try and psychically shock these guys and then bring them inside and forcefully tame them. I don't think that they'll go hostile on us. Actually, you know what? That's not true. I don't know. There might be a chance that if you fail to tame these boys, you do get attacked, which is not the case with the thrombo. So let's check it. Yeah, there's a what? A 30% chance. Damn. Well, that's not good. In that case, I'm not going to do that because if we trigger one of these Galatros and they attack us, it's over. Like, I mean, whoever is out there trying to tame them, or worst case, if they were in our barn and we did that, these things are so destructive, man. Obviously, they're humongous, so their melee attacks are just going to crush people, but they also have like a ranged attack too. It's like an explosive, like bomb shooting attack. I don't know. They shoot like really, really nasty stuff. I want you guys to see them though. I'm hoping that they wander in over here to our sight line. Of course, we still have the Fog of War up, one of the key mods of this whole playthrough. There they are. So they don't look like much just from the map here, but like, you know, this picture is amazing. This gives you a really good idea of just what this thing is, how big it is. I have had playthroughs where I've successfully tamed these, not often, but like once I think it happened. I think I had like a taming inspiration or something, or maybe I had a mod that allowed you to construct like a insta-tame device. I think that was it, actually. Yeah, I'm pretty sure there's some mods out there. You can, like a psychic insanity lance, except it'll tame an animal instantly. And I'm pretty sure that's what I used on these things. But so if you are playing with it, I don't recommend you do the manual taming unless you're like willing to lose your taming person because they might get killed. But I'm not even willing. Oh god, I thought somebody was shooting at it for a second. I was gonna say I'm not even willing to like go out there and hunt these guys because I don't know. Maybe we could, but I don't think that's a smart move, to be honest. Oh my gosh, I kind of do wish we would get a raid right now though, so I could set off my animal pulsar and watch these things go hostile. Oh my god, that would be amazing. I think if we get a raid here, something pops on the map, we're definitely gonna do that for a while. Man, oh man. Oh, you know what I'm thinking? What could I do? How could I trap these guys? So, huh. I'm thinking. If I were to set up like a room out here, let's say I built a structure, okay? Outside the walls here, basically. I don't know, we could put it like right here maybe or something, you know? Set up just a little structure right here. Nothing big, nothing too big. Okay, there's water there, so that's not perfect, but do something like that. Put a door here. All right, now follow along with me. Here's what I'm thinking. Then I could set up some animal sleeping spots here. Don't need a lot, just for these guys by themselves. I'm not going to move all my animals out here. I'm just thinking about how can I shock these guys and keep them on the map, but not tame them necessarily, just keep them captured here, and then when we're ready to use them, you know, set up our animal pulsar or whatever. Or even better yet, the enemy might come over here and just try and destroy these walls, you know, in which case that would be cool too, because then I could unleash the animals once they make a hole in the walls for us. So I might try that. That's actually not a bad idea. Let's do something a little bit smaller than this, though, because I feel like that's... the thing is, these guys will wander off the map, just like Thrumbos do. So I want to get this constructed right away. Let me see, where's a good place for this? I actually do think this is probably not a bad spot right up here. Yeah, I'll just build something smaller real quick. Okay, well, as you can see, I'm starting to get work on this here. I'm forcing people to do it too. I got Emma working on the walls. Christopher's got the doors. I'm even installing some pollution pumps up here because obviously this entire area is saturated. So if we want to keep them long term, I realized I'm going to have to do that, which is not a big deal. We just got to get a little bit extra power up here. And I'm hoping 2 of these will be enough to eventually clean this sucker out. Should be. It's such a small space. But I've realized, too, it's going to be a little tricky getting them into this area as opposed to having them come down here and bring them into this barn, which I definitely want to avoid. So what I'm going to do is once everything's built here, I'm going to, once this is good, you can see I've got this forbidden, so they won't do that until the very last minute. What I'm going to do is have them deconstruct this pin marker. First, I think what we'll do, we will come out here, get everybody, we'll have 3 or 4 people with shock lances ready to go. Then I'll have Emma standing here to deconstruct this. As soon as it's deconstructed, I'll have like Christopher up next to this one, and he's going to construct this one immediately. Then we will shock them. And, you know, as soon as Christopher builds that thing, we're going to shock them, okay? And then I'll have, like, my animal handlers out here, too, so that they're not compelled to start moving animals, because I also don't want them to move these guys out of this barn, because once this pin marker's gone, they're going to have the urge to start moving the animals up here, basically. So we want to avoid that. So as you can see, it's going to be kind of an intricate and delicate process to do this. I hope we can succeed. I've never tried anything like this before, really, other than just straight up capturing Thrumbos for a long-term purpose, but that's really a very different thing. These animals are much more destructive. I wish we could see them, but they're like right here in the fog of war. So I'll tell you what, though, guys, I think it's going to have to wait for the next episode. Like I said, it's going to be a long, drawn-out process, but in the end, I think it's going to be a lot of fun if we can pull this off. So I hope you guys will tune in for tomorrow's episode. Hit that like button if you're enjoying the series so far. Kind of an uneventful episode today, but we're making some serious progress with these genes, and I really can't wait to see our first boy pop out. Look at that, 95%. So that's probably something you'll get to see tomorrow as well, guys. So I appreciate you all. Thank you so much for joining me, and I will see you on the next one.